When you go for an interview, definitely people will ask what are all things you know about the Oracle. So how do you explain that? So when you take daily full database backup, don't you think that it will consume a lot of storage? I want to do the restoration. What are all things you will take care? Hi everyone, my name is Ankush and welcome back to Learnomate Technologies YouTube channel. So this is our first episode of Oracle DBA mock interview. So along with me, आज Rohan है. He is having around 7 years of experience with the IT industry. Currently, he is working as a SQL DBA, but he want to switch his career from SQL DBA to Oracle DBA. And as we know that if you see the current trend, a DBA is not just about the one technology. You should have a flavor of multiple databases. So along with the SQL DBA, he also want to start and he want to know more about the Oracle DBA. So recently he got trained, or the training is still going on, but we just thought like we will try to understand how much he's comfortable with Oracle DBA concept. So welcome, Rohan.
Thank you so much, sir.
So let's start with the introduction part, because when you go for an interview, definitely people will ask about tell me about yourself
Yes.
and your roles and responsibility. So can you please brief about that?
Sure. Yeah. So my name is Rohan, and I've completed my education from Pune University. So I've completed my engineering, and after that, I started working as a SQL DBA in a small company. So I worked as a junior DBA there for 3+ years, and then I got an opportunity to work with various MNCs such as Zensar, then L&T Infotech, and I also worked with a one product-based company. It was in US. So there, I was working as a SQL database. I configured various disaster recovery solutions, then day-to-day activities such as user management, security, implementing various disaster recovery solutions such as log shipping, mirroring, replication, and always on. So in SQL we have always on, and in Oracle we have RAC. So I've worked on that. We use various software such as VMware. Here I also got exposure on Oracle VirtualBox. So I have that experience of disaster recovery, like making your databases highly available. Then I also worked on performance tuning part. As you know, sir, that performance tuning is like, even if you have experience of 10+ years, you cannot be sure of performance tuning, like that is the exact solution to that problem. So as you go on working, as you start working, you get to know various things in performance tuning, like checking for blocking, deadlocks, then checking for indexing, fragmentation part, statistics are updated or not, and then checking for disk IO. So yeah, I've worked on this part as well, and currently I'm working as a lead DBA with a company in Pune. So we are having 4 members in our team, and we are supporting in US shift timing as well. So we are working in healthcare domain in US, and yeah, so I'm having 4 members, and we are working 24/7 in shifts. So yeah, currently we are having various SQL production servers. We are checking for job monitoring as well as providing support, deployment, and Snowflake, a little bit of Snowflake as well. So that is my overall experience.
So you do not have any other databases apart from SQL, or it just a SQL only?
We have SQL databases and Snowflake.
Acha.
Yeah.
So you do not have Oracle there?
Oh, no, we don't have Oracle at all.
So how, like when we, like you know about the Oracle now and you know about the SQL also.
Yes.
So how do you rate, like which one is but much better, or like when it comes for the working part?
Yeah. So as far as the end user is concerned, SQL is very easy to work with. It is, as you know, it has graphical user interface mostly. So you're working with that, it is very easy to manage. But as I have learned Oracle in the past few weeks, so I would say that Oracle has much more functionality as compared to SQL. Let me give an example. In SQL, we have a database known as master database. That is a separate database that is used as a startup parameter. But in Oracle, we have SP file, and we can modify that SP file.
Correct.
But I don't see that option in SQL. And also, like we just learnt about the new topic of ASM. So that topic is completely new to me. Like in SQL, we don't have that utility at all. And also taking backups and via RMAN, taking logical backups, that is also very easy in Oracle.
Acha.
But in SQL, we don't have RMAN backups. We have to configure them by using scripts only.
So like when you go for an interview, definitely people will ask like what are all things you know about the Oracle.
Yes.
So how do you explain that?
So yeah, so my strategy for interview is that I will say that my total experience is 7 years, but I've been also working in Oracle as three for the last 2 to 3 years. And in Oracle, I have learned about user management, listener configuration of listener, then configuration of table spaces, checking for table spaces, then working with rman, and then working with ASM,
Hmm.
installation of Oracle servers. So these are the things that I'll talk about, and also I'll mention about Oracle architecture because it's a huge topic. So yeah, I'll mention that as well.
Coming to the backup part, like let's say, can you tell me about the strategy that you have configured in your environment, especially for the Oracle?
Yeah, sure. So in our company, we have multiple backup strategies. It depends on what your database is being used for. But mostly, if let me tell you about the critical backup strategies. One very critical database. For that, we have daily full backup strategy, and then we take archive log backups as they full. And we also have differential backups. We take differential backup every 6 hours.
So when you take daily full database backup, don't you think that it will consume a lot of storage?
Yes, yes, that's definitely a issue. But yeah, that's as it's a critical database. We keep full backup of that daily, and that backups run on midnight. For other databases, we also have weekly backup strategy, wherein we take full backup every Sunday, and then we take differential backup every day, and we also take the log backups.
Archive backups.
Yes,
So where your backups are going to the tape or it is going to the disk?
they go to a SAN server
SAN server.
separately. Yeah.
Acha. Coming to the like your monitoring part and all, like how do you get the tickets? Can you tell me about your the ticket, the like how the flow is going on?
Yeah, yeah, sure. So I'm assuming that you're asking about day-to-day activities of.
Correct. Hmm.
Okay. So we have a ticketing tool known as ServiceNow,
Okay.
and from there we get various requests. Sometimes, when we are working with US client, you don't get requests day-to-day basis. They will just send a ping on your Microsoft Teams or just via email. So in that case, we raise our own request, we assign them to ourselves, and then we take care of the activities. Typically, we receive activities such as creation of user, granting access to a user, configuration of a new server, commissioning a new server, or migration or upgradation, patching. I've done activities such as patching and upgradation, taking backups, taking ad hoc backup request. As you know, we already have a backup strategy, but if a user wants to maintain an ad hoc backup of or take a backup of an object, then we also do that.
So will you take logical backup or physical backup mostly?
It depends on the user request.
Hmm.
If user wants to take backup of the whole database, then we'll go to rman and we'll take a complete backup of the database. If the user says that, hey, I just want to backup this one particular table, then we'll go for XPDP, that is export data pump utility in Oracle.
Can you tell me the steps? Let's say I want to do the restoration. Okay.
Yes.
Like what all things you will take care?
So before restoration of, let us say, a table, then I'll make sure that I have enough space.
Hmm.
I'll make sure that I have that backup of that table, and also, yeah, that's the main thing I'll check. Yeah.
So any backup which is taken by EXPDP that you will import it by using IMPDP, right?
Yes, import data pump utility.
Okay. What about the, let's take an example of patching, okay?
Yeah.
You discuss about the patching. I want to apply the patch. Tell me the step by steps from the
Yeah.
beginning till end.
Sure. So, in my experience of 2 to 3 years, I've applied patch to Oracle multiple times,
Hmm.
and every quarterly Oracle releases various patches. There are three types of patches, such as PSU patch, CPU patch, and
One-off patch.
one-off patch. That is a hot fix. Like sometimes, if only one issue is needs to fix, then we apply that patch. But mostly in my company, we apply patch every 6 months.
Hmm.
So before we apply patch, there are many things that we need to check. First, we need to check if there are any invalid objects. Are there any conflicts when applying the patch? And then we need to also check the version of OPatch.
Hmm.
So OPatch is the utility given by Oracle that is used to apply a patch. So we need to check the version is compatible with the existing patch that is given, and if not, then we need to upgrade the OPatch. And then one more thing we need to do is we need to check the readme.html file
Hmm.
that comes with the patch. So in the readme.html itself, it is given a lot of prerequisites, then post patch applications, everything is given in
Is
there.
it an online activity or offline activity?
Oh, patching is definitely an offline activity.
So let's say while applying the patch, you got some invalid objects.
Yes.
So what you will do?
I will record those objects, I will take that count, and I'll make sure that after patch the count remains same.
How it will be done?
There's a script to that to check the invalid object. Select something, I don't remember the exact.
So if
yeah.
you want to recompile it, for that you have utlrp.sql script is
Yes,
there,
yes.
which is available under a location called Oracle Home RDBMS admin.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
sure.
that part you need to take care. Did you like have you got a chance to do any upgradation?
Oh, yes, I've done upgradation from 12C to 19C.
Mm.
So even we talk about upgrade. Let us say I want to upgrade from 2 or 3 weeks from now. So we should first check if the upgrade is compatible with the application. We need to inform the application owner as well. Then we need to check with the Linux team as well whether whether after upgrading from, let us say, from 12C to 19C, the upgrade is compatible with the OS.
Mm.
So these are the things that we need to contact them, and we need to have a discussion. Multiple teams come together and we have a meeting with them. So yeah, when you apply a patch, when you are going to upgrade, you need to check with Oracle support as well whether this is a direct
Upgrade.
upgrade or not.
Mm.
So sometimes, for example, if I have 10 Oracle 10, then it cannot directly upgrade to 19C. I
Mm.
have to go to 12C, and from 12C I can upgrade. So these are some of the prerequisites that we need to check. Then we need to check the conflicts again, and again we need to. So I can explain all the steps that I have done in upgradation if you give me 2 or 5 minutes.
Okay, oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
So these prerequisites play a very very important role whenever you are trying to upgrade the
Upgrade.
things.
Yes.
But one more thing I want to highlight, like before you do the upgrade, now also take the backup of your Oracle softwares
Yes.
and your inventory file location, because
Yes.
sometimes it may get corrupted also.
Yes.
So better you have a backup available of it.
Yes.
Coming to the user management, like what is the version you people are using right now?
Right now we are having 70 around production servers, and mostly they are on 19C.
19C.
Yes.
So let's say I want to create a user. What are all basic things which you require to create a user?
As I told you, like we are using 19C, it has a multi-tenant architecture. So there are two types of user over there. We have a common user and a local user. So when you create a common user, it is going to be created on the container database and all the PDBs under it. So yeah, first you need to know about common user and the local user. If you create a local user, directly it is going to be created on that one PDB only, that is that pluggable database. So whenever you want to create a common user, usually it is done for the system sys level admin. If you want to give access of that type of stuff, you just need to add c hash hash, like just create user c hash hash. Let us say I'm creating an user u1, c hash hash u1, and identified by u1. That's u1 is my password.
So what are the things required to create a user? Like or create a user, like you have given username,
Yes,
password, what
password.
else? Default table
Yeah,
space.
default table space and temp table space. Okay, so I'm sorry, I didn't understood that
Mm.
question. So whenever you're installing Oracle database, what happens in the background? 5 table spaces are created automatically.
Mm.
That is sysocs, undo, and users and temp. So whenever I'm creating any user, these three things are required. That is username, password, and the table spaces. That is
Default
user
table
and
space and permanent
temp table space.
temp table space.
Yes.
And you require profile also.
Yes, a profile, that is a security profile, and by default we use default only.
So let's say the users are saying that we are not able to connect to the database. All the users, none of the user is able to connect to the database.
Okay.
Then what you'll do?
I will first check if see if all the users are not able to connect, then it might be an issue from Oracle side. So I'll check if my listener is up and running and
Hmm.
if my service is started, if my
Ach-
database is running or not.
And let's consider only one user is saying that I'm not able to connect.
If all other users are able to connect and if only one is not able to connect, then it is a problem from user account. I'll check if his password is working or not. Is his account open? I mean, his
It's
status
a
is on.
lock or on
Yeah, it is
open.
locked or not. So these are the things I'll check.
He may not have access permissions like
Yes,
grant create sessions. Maybe he do not have access.
yes,
He do
yes.
not have access to create a session itself. That is the reason he may not be able to connect.
Definitely. So in that case, I'll ask that user for a screenshot. In the error message, I'll check what is the exact error message.
Sometimes you can block the IP also. Like let's say some client is coming from particular IP, or if you want to block that, that is also possible.
Okay.
Maybe we have done such type of configuration,
Okay.
so it is
Okay.
possible. Okay, just keep it in your mind.
Okay.
Coming to the table space, let's take example. I got some table space issue. What
Okay.
you'll do?
So as you know, table space is a logical thing, and inside a table space, I can add multiple data files. So I can add 1022. That is 1000 plus data files can be added, and it depends on the size of data block. But assuming the default is 8 KB, and if that is the case, then maximum space will be 32 GB. So if my table spaces are going to run out of space, what I'll do is I'll check a couple of things. I'll check if auto extend is on or not. I'll add a new data file so that that data file will be used for further data insert. And I'll also check, I'll resize the data files.
Auto extend.
Yeah, I'll check if auto extend
Auto
is on
extend
or
and
not.
on.
Yeah.
Like what is the maximum size of data file you said,
32 GB.
and on which factor it is depending on?
It depends on data DB block size. If my default DB block that is 8132 KB, 8 KBs. If that is there, then maximum size will be 32. And there is also one type of table space data file, that is big data file,
Hmm.
big table space, that we can configure. That is done very rarely if my database is used for lot of inserts. The maximum size is 32 terabytes, and we can only add one data file in that table space.
So can you tell me some challenges that you faced in your real-time production environment, or did you get a chance to resolve any critical ticket?
Oh, yes, multiple times. As I told you about my SQL experience, I've worked on various high level critical tickets,
Hmm.
and especially working with when your database is configured in disaster recovery setup, then it's very important to work on
Can
those,
you
such
share
as
me any experience?
yeah, such as if a database is configured in rack setup, it goes out of sync.
Hmm.
Your secondary database is not coming up, or your primary goes down in some cases. Then auto failover happens.
Mhm.
So those are the scenarios. And we also had one very important activity every weekend we used to do. We used to reboot the production servers. So what happened in one act, and that activity, the timeline for that was only 30 minutes,
Hmm.
and we used to reboot 50 plus production servers in that activity every weekend and every day. Every day we used to do four, and weekend we used to reboot all. So on one particular moment we rebooted one server, but it never came back up.
Okay.
It came back after like four times. We had to do a hard reboot, like the uh, VM guy, they had to contact the data center,
Hmm.
and then from data center they literally switched it off and on
Okay.
by using a switch.
Okay. So that's it for the day. Okay.
Okay.
So again, guys, you have understood like a lot of things which are given by Rohan. So this is just a mock interview. When you go for an actual interview, you will see a lot of different type of scenarios will be there. Okay. So we just thought like just have a refresh about the concept that we take in the class. So thank you so much for listening us, and again we will continue this series. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we are going to upload more and more videos based on the Oracle DBA.